Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. So today I have for you the deck that I had previously shown on my other video about the World Tournament. It's a Gravekeeper deck. I didn't have an actual video on it, so I decided to go ahead and make one. I've made a couple changes since I last showed you the deck. I took out Storm because it didn't come up as often as I thought it would. You want to hold on to your double summons, you want to hold on to your enemy controllers. So there's nothing really that you can afford getting rid of to destroy back row. And you do have the Nobleman still. So I took Storm out and I added Legion the Fin Jester, which just acts as a fourth double summon. The other thing I had to change was the skill. I was originally running this with Switcheroo, and after the nerf I went to Restart. But honestly, I found that out of all the duels I was having, I was maybe using Restart 30% of those duels, and in that 30% I was actually benefiting from Restart like half of the time. So overall, a 15% upside didn't really seem worth it for me. I tried running Destiny Draw. Again, it doesn't come up as often. Usually if you're taking 2000 damage with this deck, you're probably gonna lose. And the other duels, you're not gonna take that much damage, so you're not even gonna get to use the skill. So I'm running it with Power of Dark just for the 200 boost until I figure out what other skill could work. I was thinking Spell Specialist, but I need to add one more spell, and honestly I don't know what I would change to get one more spell in here. So anyway, the deck, as I had shown before, a 1 Fiend Mega Cyber because it's a soul exchange target, and it can also be a special summon if you're behind in the game. 2 Oracle because that's all you need. 3 Gravekeeper's Chief because he is the main combo with Recruiter, which is basically you tribute Recruiter to summon Chief. You get a search and then you get your Recruiter back onto the field. 3 of the Recruiter, which is he is the MVP of the deck. That's why I have him right down below. He's just so good. He can search himself. You know, it's essentially a +1 if you use it with Gravekeeper's Chief. You can pull whatever piece you're missing from your combo. Just a great card overall. And then 2 Priestess. It goes to 1900 defense with the Yami, so it's a good wall. And other than that, it's just another Gravekeeper monster that you run. 3 Econ, 3 double summon like I had shown before. I've made it to Platinum 2 with this deck. I'll go ahead and show you guys real quick. It's doing fairly well. I do have some losses against Harpies. Yeah, actually all my losses are against Harpies. Just because going first against Harpies with this deck really sucks, because they get an extra resource that, you know, could be an order charge, could be an enemy controller, something that's going to screw you, and a lot of times they just drop perfection. There's some duels that are definitely unwinnable with any deck that you use. So you know, just make sure you're patient. It's day 2 of the tournament, so Platinum 2. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really enjoying this event. I've gotten about almost 2,000 gems from this event alone, which is crazy. And again, it's only day 2. I definitely feel like day 2 was a lot easier than day 1. So we might just keep the ladder might just get easier as time goes, and then probably it's gonna be super hard the last couple days. So be patient, and you know, you'll get there. Let's go ahead and get into the replay so I can show you this deck in action. Alright, this duel is against the Kaiba. All these duels were in Platinum, by the way. It was between Platinum 1 and Platinum 2. So anyway, he's going first. He's running peak for performance. My hand is pretty terrible. I have 3 tributes, but I do have the MVP recruiter, which makes all the difference in the world. You'll see. So he goes for a Cave Dragon and immediately destroys my Yami with Stampede Destruction. That really sucks. That happens with Harpies a lot. That's why I still don't know if this is the right skill. But I know that his dragon can't attack unless he summons something else. So I just set my recruiter. He sets a monster, which means he can attack with his cave dragon, and that works perfectly for me. I draw into my enemy controller, and here's the combo. I tribute my recruiter, I get his dragon, I get a search off of my recruiter, which I just search another one of him, and then I can summon my Gravekeeper's Chief Prismatic, thank you, and then I get my recruiter back into the field. I could have summoned Legion and got an extra monster, but I wanted to save him in case I needed that double summon. So anyway, he's running Totem Dragon, which kind of sucks because he's going to be able to get his Blue Eyes out next turn, which he does. And however, he can destroy both of my monsters, which is the beautiful thing about Gravekeeper Chief, is that you're gonna have 2 monsters on the field. Your opponent, unless they special summon somehow, are not gonna be able to destroy both of them. So you're always gonna have something that you contribute. And I draw into another enemy controller, which really I didn't need it. As you see, I have Oracle in hand already. I could have lowered his Blue Eyes down to 1200 attack, but this was obviously a better play, having the Econ. I do the same thing, I tribute Recruiter to get his Blue Eyes. This time I do summon Legion to get an extra monster on the field, and then I just tribute his Blue Eyes for my my Chief. I summon him in defense mode in case of the Windstorm. He does have Windstorm, so I still get a nice 1200 damage in. And again, I have 3 monsters. He can only get rid of 1. He might be able to get rid of 2 with some sort of special summoning. So I'm still gonna be able to tribute for my big monsters, which I do this time. I go with Oracle, lowering the Duck's attack all the way to 0, which is still super broken in my opinion, but it's there, so I use it. I do have a double summon. I have oh, I guess, yeah, I had summoned using Legion's effect, so I can go ahead and summon my Chief, and I did this just in case his card was a Kaiba. That way I had for sure game in this turn. But anyway, there's a win. Let's go ahead and show you another replay. By the way, what are the decks that you guys are seeing? I know yesterday I was seeing a lot of Harpies and 3-star motion. I didn't see many relinquished. Today I've seen a few more relinquished, and the deck that's just absolutely flooding platinum is Harpies. Either the vanilla engine, or the relinquish, which one of my friends is actually using that Harpies and relinquish, and he got to platinum 3, so it's definitely a good deck. I just don't like using it. Anyway, he goes first, he sets a monster. I have my turn 1 Chief if I want to do that, which I do. So I summon Legion, and then I go for my Chief, and then attack the face down, which is a statue. So at this point I know what he's running, which is Clown or Guardian statue control. Unlucky for him though, he doesn't have any of his back row, and I do have Nobleman for when he does have the back row. So yeah, there's a clown. I summon Recruiter, and I get him for 1400. I have my enemy controller face down, just because I know that at some point he's gonna have, yeah, and look, the very next turn he summons him in attack mode, which means that that's a Desert Sunlight face down. I go for the Nobleman of Extermination. Obviously he's gonna chain. All I have to do is wait to see what he targets. So he gets switched into defense mode. He targets my my chief. So I just chain my enemy controller, tributing that chief and stealing his monster. And then I can just tribute for my chief once again, which was the cool thing about him targeting chief. Had he targeted Recruiter, I wouldn't have been able to summon my other chief because you can only control one. But anyway, that ends the game. Pretty easy duel, but realistically my opponent just had a really crappy hand, which again, it happens. It's happened to me before. I believe Clown Control is one of the most consistent decks out there, and you know, they steal bricks, so don't be discouraged. There's just some duels that you're not going to be able to win. As good as this deck is, I don't think I'm going to get to King of Games, just because I don't think I have the patience to grind it out. 5 wins in a row, it's definitely hard, but we'll see. So we're going against Harpies, which is one of the difficult matchups, as you'll see, even though you run no back row. I go first, I summon my Recruiter, and this is the beautiful thing. I have a double summon, so I'm gonna be able to econ tribute to take his monster, and that's why Recruiter is just the best card in this deck. The fact that it searches itself is just broken. He can't even get over my monster, but even if he did, I would have just searched another Recruiter and done the same play regardless. This way, I'm sorry, it just saves me, double summon. But I actually end up waiting to use double summon. I'm sorry, I don't econ take, and the reason why I don't do that is because I know that this is relinquished, and enemy controller, it's basically the only counter that this deck has against relinquished. So I set my enemy controller face down, I get over the Sonic Bird and attack for 1400, and I'm expecting to relinquish this turn because they just always have it. He goes for Harpy Lady to destroy my face down, which makes sense before he summons relinquished. So I chain my my enemy controller, and I tribute my chief because I don't want to give him a powerful monster. Even though I have the answer, which is Gravekeeper's Oracle, in case he has some way to negate Oracle's effect, Divine Wrath, or something like that, I'd rather not give him a super strong monster. So he takes my my chief, but my Recruiter, but I don't take any life point damage, and I already have my combo in my hand, so it doesn't even matter what I draw. I draw another double summon, which kind of a dead draw for this turn, but it's alright because I have the combo that's gonna get me the win. I set Recruiter, activate double summon, tribute Recruiter for my Oracle, lowering both of his monsters to 0 attack, and I get another Recruiter in hand. And see, I have the double summon. So next turn all I needed was another tribute if it got that far. However, he doesn't have a way to stop me from destroying his Harpy Lady, and I win the game. And obviously, when Relinquish has a has a monster attached to him and you only have one monster, you never attack relinquished, because then they can just suck your monster the next turn. But anyway, this one is against Last Gamble Desert Twister, which is another pretty popular deck. Very strong, definitely. But I think Gravekeepers it's a bad matchup for the deck. So I do go first. I have my Soul Exchange and my Fiend Mega Cyber for the combo, so I just save those for when I need it. I just set my Recruiter in defense mode. He sets one monster, which I assume it's either Ladybug or Blue Dragon Summoner. I know that deck very well, I've used it before. Luckily for me, I draw into my Oracle, so I can just destroy it while face down. And I get to search my Gravekeeper's Chief, which again also works with the Soul Exchange that I already have in hand. He searches Water Digraph, takes 2200 damage, which in Last Gamble doesn't really matter when you take damage, but he needs to buy one more turn to be able to Last Gamble, and unfortunately for him, he does not have it. Doesn't have any back row, his hand is probably full of monsters. I tribute my Oracle for Chief because I can just get Oracle right back on the field. And at this point, if he doesn't have Kaiba, it's game. I attack his face down, which is Water Digraph, and then I just attack him with Chief for game. Pretty easy win, but again, drawing Oracle was definitely crucial right there. It put a lot of pressure on him. He didn't have the cards to respond, so he just loses the game. And let's go for our last replay, which I believe it's Mind Scan Relinquish. Oh, I apologize, the video is kind of getting a little long, so we'll definitely finish off after this replay. Anyway, I have a pretty good hand, the same hand that I had in that Harpies duel, which is great. Again, you can just set your Recruiter. If it gets destroyed, you get another one back, and you have your double summon for the next turn combo. He sets one, summons Sonic Bird to search Black Illusion Ritual, and just ends turn, which is great for me because I'm able to do the other combo, which is Tribute, take. I don't have Chief in hand, so I have to search that with Recruiter. You really want to keep a normal summon in your hand, so you know a 4-star or lower monster. But because I'm gonna be able to get my Recruiter back from the grave, I'm able to search my Chief. Because if my Recruiter gets destroyed, then I just get another one, or I get a Priestess, and I have the double summon for another combo. I tried to attack directly. He has Windstorm. This guy, I remember this duel now. He stalled so much, and I really appreciate it because I was in control of the game most of the way, but he never quit. I like that about the game. I don't really like when people like immediately rage. So anyway, he searches another Black Illusion Ritual, still doesn't have Relinquished, so he just sets 2 face down. I tribute my Chief for Oracle to lower his Sonic Bird all the way to 0 attack. And then I search one more Recruiter. As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm committing just enough, but keeping a combo in my card. I have the answer for his Relinquish with Soul Exchange. I have another double summon play, which, you know, I can play Recruiter and then double summon into Chief. So you really want to be smart when you play this. He has an Econ, so he doesn't take any damage. And he summons a Kaiba in attack, which it's pretty obvious, means that he's gonna do Econ take once again, which I don't mind. I know the two cards in his hand are the Black Illusion Rituals. He's spending all his resources just to stay alive. Meanwhile, I still have I have a field full of monsters, and I still have the answer for his relinquished in my hand. So there it is. He finally top decks the relinquished, activates Black Illusion Ritual, banishing the Kaiba in the graveyard, and there goes the relinquished. So obviously he takes my strongest monster, being Oracle, and then he destroys my chief, which works out for me because now I can tribute for the one in hand. So I go for the soul exchange, tribute his relinquished, and then my Oracle goes to grave, so I'm able to just bring it right back. However, I did buy him a turn because you can attack when you activate Soul Exchange. But look at this, look at my field, look at my hand, and look at what he has. Just 2 back row. He's still not giving up. He does have a full set of life points, so I go for game with all my monsters. I know he already used Windstorm. However, he does flip up Mirror Wall, so I'm not gonna have enough damage, but I still have to attack so that he can keep the Mirror Wall up. I attack with Recruiter, with Chief, and when I try to attack with Oracle, he activates Security Orb. So this told me right here that he was gonna pay for Mirror Wall, oddly enough. And he gets the top deck of the Century in Senju. However, he does have to tribute that Senju in order to summon Relinquish. So we're back to the scenario I was talking about before, where he's only going to be able to destroy to get rid of 2 of my monsters. So as long as I have 1 on the field, I'm going to be able to summon. I'm gonna be able to go for my other play, which in this case is gonna be summoning Oracle once again. So same as before, he destroys my chief, getting Oracle. I immediately tribute summon for my Gravekeeper's Oracle, lowering his attack to 200. I have double summon, but there's no reason to. I've won this game. I just attack him. His Mirror Wall activates, taking me to 1100. I lose 900 because of relinquished effect, but I have plenty of life points to survive. He doesn't, and that's game. So that was a pretty intense game against relinquished. I'm definitely seeing a lot of Pegasus relinquished, my relinquished. I barely see any Bandit Keith anymore, which makes sense. So that's gonna be it for this video. Again, I hope y'all get everything, get as high as you want to get in this event. Collect all those gems, get some packs, improve your decks, and hopefully climb even higher. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And till next time.